In this video, we're going to start on the worksheet for adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers. If you go to the KutaSoftware website, go to Free Worksheets, Algebra 1 Worksheets, and this will actually be called Adding and Subtracting Rational Numbers. So I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description below. So we have to evaluate each expression. So number 1 says negative 2 plus 3. We can rewrite this, since addition is associative, as 3 plus negative 2. When you add a negative, you're really subtracting the positive. So this is the same thing as 3 minus 2, and that's going to be a positive 1. You can also think of it as on the number line, you're starting at negative 2, and you're moving 3 units to the right from that negative 2, and you'll land on a positive 1. Number 2 says negative 14 plus negative 7. We're starting at negative 14 on the number line and moving 7 to the left. So 14 plus 7 would give us 21, so this will be a negative 21. Number 3 is our first problem using subtraction. Now, just as in number 1, when you're adding a negative number, you're really subtracting a positive number. So that could say minus positive 2. So in number 3, when you subtract a negative, you're really adding a positive. So this is going to be 3 plus 8. So subtracting a negative is the same as adding a positive, and adding a negative is the same as subtracting a positive. So 3 plus 8 is going to give us positive 11. Going on to number 4, we have a negative 9 plus 14. Let's rewrite this as 14 plus negative 9. So now we have 14 minus 9, and that's going to be equal to a positive 5. For number 5, we're going to have negative 8, and we're subtracting a negative, so we're adding a positive 2. Negative 8 plus 2 gives us a negative 6. We're starting at negative 8 on the number line and going to the right 2. For number 6, we have 5 plus negative 8. So adding a negative, we're really subtracting a positive, but since this 8 is greater than 5, we know we're going to wind up with a negative number, and this is going to be a negative 3, because we're starting at positive and going to the left 8 units, so past 0 by 3 more units. Just as you can think of subtracting a negative as adding a positive, you can also think of subtracting a positive as adding a negative. So in number 7, you can rewrite this as negative 27 plus negative 24. Negative 27 plus negative 24, well, this is going to be negative 27 plus 24 is going to be 51. Now, in a lot of these problems, I'm switching up the method in which I do it, just to give you different ways to add and subtract these rational numbers. So whatever you're more comfortable with, please feel free to do that. Number 8 says negative 41 plus negative 40. We're 41 to the left on the number line, and we're going another 40 to the left, so this is going to be negative 81. If you wanted to do the switch the sign method, like I showed in a previous video, switch the signs. So this is a positive 41 and a positive 40. So you're going to have 41 plus 40, which will give you a positive 81. But remember, since we switched the signs in the expression, we also have to switch the sign in the answer. So negative 81. And most of the time, I wind up using this method in my head, but always remembering to switch it back at the end. Number 9, we have 38 minus a negative 17. Minus a negative, that's going to be 38 plus a positive 17. And 38 plus 17 is going to give us 55. So the answer to number 9 is 55. For number 10, we have a negative 44 plus a negative 9. So we're at negative 44 on the number line, and we're going to the left, so even more negative. So that's going to give us a negative 53. For number 11, we have negative 16 minus a negative 36. We can rewrite this as negative 16 plus a positive 36. Since we subtracted a negative, we're adding the positive. Rewrite this as 36 plus negative 16, which is really 36 minus 16. And 36 minus 16 is going to give us 20. For number 12, we have negative 6 minus 24. If you want to, you can rewrite this as negative 6 plus a negative 24. Because subtracting a positive is the same as adding a negative. So now both our terms are negative. So since we're adding, we know the answer is also going to be negative. Since adding two negatives would just make the answer even further to the left on the number line. So negative 6 plus negative 24 is going to give us a negative 30. For number 13, we have negative 16 minus 6 plus a negative 5. I'm going to rewrite this as negative 16 plus a negative 6 plus a negative 5. Now I'm adding three different negative terms together. Let's do the last two negative terms first. So we're going to have negative 16 plus negative 6 plus negative 5 is going to be negative 11. So now we have negative 16 plus negative 11. That's going to leave us with negative 27. Number 14, let's just do this from left to right. 15 minus 13 is a positive 2, and we're left with adding 2 on, so 2 plus 2 is a positive 4. Here we have 16 minus a negative 13 minus a negative 5. Rewriting this, 16, when you subtract a negative, you're adding the positive. So we're adding 13. And again, when you're subtracting a negative, you're adding a positive. So we're adding 5. So we have 16 plus 13 plus 5. 16 plus 13 we know is 29. Plus 5, 29 plus 5 will give us 34. For number 16, we have negative 7 minus negative 2 minus 9. Negative 7 minus a negative 2 is really plus a positive 2, and then minus 9. So negative 7 plus 2 is going to give us a negative 5. And we're taking away 9 from that negative 5. So we're really doing negative 5 plus another negative 9. Negative 5 plus negative 9 is going to leave us with negative 14. So the answer for number 16 is negative 14. Let's move on to the second page. For number 17, we have negative 11 minus a negative 14 plus 7. Rewrite this as negative 11 minus a negative is the same as adding a positive. So positive 14 plus 7. Let's go ahead and combine the positives first. So then we'll have negative 11 plus 14 plus 7 will give us a positive 21. Then negative 11 plus 21, we can rewrite that as 21 plus a negative 11. And that's the same thing as 21 minus 11. So from there, we're going to get a positive 10. Number 18, 7 plus negative 1 plus 12 minus 7. Here I'm just going to rewrite this because adding a negative is the same as subtracting a positive. So I'm going to do 7 minus 1 plus 12 minus 7. Doing the 7 minus 1, I'm going to get a 6 plus 12 minus 7. 6 plus 12 is going to leave me with 18. Minus 7 is going to give me 11. 19, I'm going to rewrite as 6 plus negative 7 plus negative 5 plus a positive 2, because subtracting a negative 2 is the same as adding a positive 2. Here I'm going to combine the positives, and I'm also going to combine the negatives. So here I'm going to combine the positives together, and then I'm going to combine the negatives. So 6 plus 2 is going to leave me with 8, and negative 7 plus negative 5 is going to leave me with negative 12. 8 plus negative 12 is going to be negative 4. Think about this problem like this. The absolute value of 12 is greater than the absolute value of 8. So you know that we're going to have a negative number. Number 20. Negative 3 plus 5 plus negative 5 plus 12. Here I'm actually going to combine 5 and negative 5 together, because I know that 5 plus negative 5 is going to leave me with 0. So I'll have a negative 3 plus a 0 plus 12. And zeros are pretty easy to work with. Since this is 0, we just really have negative 3 plus 12, which we can say is 12 plus negative 3, just switching those terms since addition is commutative. And we're going to get 12 plus a negative 3, which is 12 minus 3, which gives us a positive 9. For 21, we have negative 11 minus 8, plus 1 minus a negative 6. So I'm going to rewrite this as negative 11 plus a negative 8, since subtracting the positive is the same as adding a negative, plus 1 plus a positive 6, since subtracting a negative is the same as adding a positive. So negative 11 plus negative 8 is going to leave me with negative 19. Positive 1 plus a positive 6 is going to leave me with a positive 7. So now I have negative 19 plus 7. Negative 19 plus 7 is going to leave me with a negative number, and that number is going to be a negative 12. And finally, let's do our last problem of this video. We have 10 minus a negative 10 minus 7 minus 5. 10 minus a negative 10 is the same as 10 plus a positive 10. Then minus 7, and then minus 5. So we're going to have 20 minus 7 minus 5. 20 minus 7 is going to be 13. 13 minus 5 is going to leave us with a positive 8. In the next video, I'll go ahead and finish out this worksheet and do problems 23 through 32. So please continue on to the next video. But remember, before you go, like this video and subscribe to my channel.